If Iman Gadzhi had to start selling digital products from zero in 2026, he wouldn't be selling PDFs or templates. He'd start off by building demand first, because if your digital product doesn't have any demand, then it's just a file on your laptop screen. Now, for those guys that don't know who Iman Gadzhi is, he's one of the most well-known entrepreneurs on the social media scene, and he's very well known for digital products, especially now he's acquired some of WAP. Now, WAP is one of the biggest platforms for content creators to create digital products. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to some of Iman Gadzhi's advice on how to start a digital product business and how you guys can take that advice and incorporate it into your brand new digital product store. Now, before we start reacting to Iman Gadzhi's advice on digital products, there is a like goal on this video of just 1,000 likes. So make sure you go and destroy the like button, because it really does help support the channel. And when we hit the like goal, I'll be leaving a present in the pinned comment and in the description below. So let me react to the first clip of Iman Gadzhi's advice on digital products.
So let me get this straight. You're saying people are selling digital products without any expertise.
That's the trap, bro. Everyone thinks that they need to become an expert before they can sell anything, but that way of thinking. Today, the leverage comes from being the curator, not the expert. And that is where AI changes the game. Now you don't need to spend years becoming an expert on baby sleep routines or crypto or dog trading. You can literally have AI synthesize every single article, blog, video, dissertation, you name it, every single thing that has ever been known about this topic. AI can analyze all of it, synthesize it, and create the perfect solution from it.
So in this clip, Iman's saying that you don't need to be an expert to sell digital products. And that is usually one of the biggest myths with selling digital products. You need to know what you're selling. So if you're going to be selling fitness programs, you must be a fitness professional. Now, in today's world, essentially, you no longer need to be an expert because AI is your expert. AI can analyze every blog, every website. AI is smarter than every human. So essentially, you not having to worry about being an expert in a field to sell a digital product is no longer a barrier.
And in order to do that, we need to have the right vehicle to take us to our goals. Now you might be wondering what vehicle can get us there. Well, this is where digital products come in as the perfect vehicle for this. In 2025, digital products represent the best opportunity for someone looking to escape the rat race without taking unnecessary risks. My personal philosophy in life is that I am all about minimizing risks when you are first getting started, because I know how traumatizing it can be to spend all of your hard-earned money on something that simply doesn't give you any results. And I'm saying this as someone with experience in many domains. I have software companies, some bootstrapped, some VC funded. I have a digital product business. I've had service-based businesses in the past. And I even have multiple physical product companies. In fact, I'm wearing one of my companies right now, my eyewear brand that's been running for 4 years at this point. But quite frankly, nothing compares to what's possible with digital products right now.
So straight away from this first clip, I'd have to fully agree with what he's saying. So he's essentially saying that digital products is the best business model to do this year because of the risk factor. So essentially with digital products, you don't need to be buying inventory. You don't really have much cost creation in terms of creating the digital product. So the risk is super low. So if you're watching this video and wondering if digital products is a great option for you this year, then I'd have to say most definitely.
People will ever compile everything they've learned and then distill that into a single product that people can use to execute their own business. And the internet is full of these guides on how to do everything from lose weight to following a specific diet to mixing your own music. These are almost always a combination of video modules, text guides, and group calls to support people. And elevating to this business model requires actual knowledge, expertise, and systems. And that is the world of digital products, where you package up your knowledge, your expertise, and then you sell that in the form of information.
Okay, so for this one, he's essentially saying if you're an expert in a field, you package that up into a digital product. So although we've already talked about how AI can now be an expert in any field, if you've already got expertise in a field, it's probably better off to go with that niche for a digital product, because you're going to be better at understanding who the audience is and knowing what they're going to want in a digital format. For example, if you have a lot of knowledge in the gym and nutrition industry, I would essentially say you should go down that avenue because it's going to be easier for you.
The digital product market is projected to more than double in size over the next 5 years. By 2030, we're looking at almost $1 trillion a year industry. It's insane. So quite simply, you have a decision to make. Are you going to get in early and get your slice of the cake, or are you going to wait and fight for the crumbs once the market is ultra competitive? That, my friend, is the decision that only you can make? Well, let me make that decision a lot easier for you. The digital product market is projected to more than double in size.
Okay, so this is an interesting clip because he's giving you factual information, which I hope it is factual, by the way, and he's not just come out with this, but he's saying that the digital product industry is going to double in size by 2030. So it's going to hit $1 trillion market valuation, which is crazy. Because I always tell people, do the percentage analogy. So if you take, let's say, 0.01% and you make that in terms of annual revenue from the industry, work out how much money you're going to be making. A lot of beginners think there's no money in this industry. Again, whatever the market size is right now, so if he's saying it's $1 trillion by 2030, that means it's a $500 billion industry right now, which is $500 billion.
Upfront capital, maybe $100 to $200. Digital Products 2.0 requires minimal upfront investment. WAP is free to use, which has eliminated the need for expensive custom platforms. And by investing into tools like Canva to create branding, Loom to record the program, and AI to create the product, you're able to create a top-tier product with a minimal upfront investment. For scalability, it's super high. I mean, digital products are extremely scalable. You only create the product once, and then you can sell it thousands of times without doing any extra work. Now, when it comes to fulfillment, super easy. As we discussed earlier, building a digital product business was one of the most difficult as well as time-consuming tasks a beginner business owner could undertake. But once again, the combination of platforms such as WAP and AI tools like Synthesize has made the fulfillment process so simple. When it comes to risk, it's extremely low. The risk is insignificant for a couple of reasons. WAP is free, so you can literally launch as many digital products as you want until you find one that sells without worrying about the cost. You also don't spend months building a product anymore, which means you can build quickly and test without running the
Okay, so here he's talking about his digital product 2.0 method. Now, hidden within this, he's obviously trying to promote his own stuff. He's now officially a co-owner of WAP, so that's something he wants to obviously bring traffic to. He's also mentioned his AI tool or SaaS tool. If I'm going to critique him here, I would definitely say that essentially, you can start a digital product business with as low as $100 to $200, but then how are you going to advertise that digital product? Are you going to create organic videos? Again, organic, in my opinion, is dying out. Back in the day when TikTok just first came out, back in 2020 to 2021, it was a great opportunity. But right now, it's slowly dying out. And I do believe that paid ads is the best option, or working with influencers to promote your digital products. And I can say this right now, it's going to cost you way more than $200. Now, is WAP the best platform to sell digital products? Yes and no. Now, if you're somebody that's like an online coach or an online guru and you're selling a course or an info product, then yes, maybe it is a great option. But in my opinion, I think Hostinger is a better option for most people that are going to be selling Notion templates, PDFs, and anything to do with not being an online guru or an online creator. If you're selling things like vocal presets and all that kind of stuff, you're way better off using something like Hostinger, because it's going to cost you only $48 a year. You're going to get a free domain name. You're also going to get 5 company mailboxes. You're also going to get a private hosted website without any branding or affiliation with Hostinger. When you use WAP, it's all under their branding. You can't white label WAP. WAP is WAP. So the issue with that is if you're trying to build a long-term brand selling digital products, you're going to be restricted to WAP's ecosystem and WAP's branding. So if you're selling stuff on Hostinger, it's a private website that you own the domain for, you own the visual side of it. So it means that the long-term valuation of that company is going to be worth way more if you do it on Hostinger. And if you use my exclusive link for Hostinger, you're going to be paying $48 a year, guys. $48 a year for a website that you can build ultimate pages, ultimate different digital products. It's designed for digital products. You're getting a domain name for free instead of paying $20. You're getting 5 mailboxes for free. And you're also going to get my exclusive digital product template that I use for all of my digital product stores. Now, I want to make this very, very clear, guys. I'm not saying Hostinger is better than WAP. I'm saying WAP's great for online creators, whereas Hostinger is better for people that are selling digital products that have nothing to do with being an online creator. For example, vocal presets, Notion templates, Canva templates. You're way better off using Hostinger.
The first step is deciding what the topic of your digital product will be. This is absolutely critical because it really sets the foundation for everything that comes after. Think about it like building a house, okay? If you build a house on weak foundations with poor materials, it might look good from the outside, But the moment a storm hits, the whole thing comes crashing down. And by the way, the same applies to digital products. You could be the best at creating products, marketing, and sales, but if you pick the wrong topic from the start, none of it matters. The foundation of any successful digital product is picking the right topic and ensuring that people actually want to buy it. And this is where most people fail. They create something that they think people want instead of something people have already proven to buy.
He's absolutely right here. A lot of people, like beginners, choose the wrong digital products, the wrong niche, the wrong audience because they just think it's going to make sense. If you're coming up with an idea that's related to the knowledge you have, the expertise you have, you still need to go out of your way to find out if there's demand. There's great ways to find demand. He didn't really say much here about how to find demand, but I'm going to tell you how to find demand. Number one, you can go to the ads library and type in things like download now, digital product, and it will show you how many ads are being ran for a digital product. You could also say gym digital download. It'll show you things in the gym niche. Now there's a better way of doing it. You can go to something like Winning Hunter, which is an ad spy tool on steroids. You can actually use one of their filters where it actually shows you all of the top performing ads being ran on Facebook for digital products. It shows you the ad spend and how much money those ads are making. That is proven data that you can see, is it working or not, instead of guessing.
These are oversaturated markets. Instead, I want you to use what I call the third layer theory. Instead of focusing on a niche or a market, instead, I want you to focus on a unique value zone. And as you can see, that is the third layer down. So that means rather than going for productivity, instead, go for how to reduce screen time as a self-employed professional. Instead of targeting fitness, go for resolving knee pain during long runs for marathoners over 50. Do you notice how specific these are? The deeper you go, the less competition you'll face and the more desperate your audience will be for your solution, because it is exactly what they need. For example, this...
Okay, so Iman's made a very good point here. In my opinion, it's probably the best point he's made so far, which is instead of trying to capture a whole market and be super broad, go for specific audiences. And he made some great examples there. Instead of knee pain, go for people that do running, that suffer from knee pain over the age of 50. That's a very niche market and it's a lot easier to sell to them and it's a lot less saturated, and you're going to be able to speak to them on an advert or on a landing page like Hostinger where you've sold your digital product by communicating with them. And if they feel like you're perfect for who they are, if you're speaking like you're an older, mature adult in that age range on your landing page, you're going to connect with them a lot easier than it would be if somebody's trying to sell to everyone.
We have to synthesize the information that's already out there regarding your topic. You see, a few years ago, you would have to be an expert to spend months conducting research. Now, AI has become your secret weapon. You can skip the research and development stage. Like I said earlier, AI can go through thousands of scientific studies, research papers, books, and websites in minutes and synthesize everything for you. Not only that, but now specialized AI tools can now scrape ClickBank and the Facebook ads library to cross-check proven digital products that are already selling. Meaning, if you follow this process and use the right tools, there is simply no way to fail, because you are picking a product that already has demand and positioning it in front of the people who need it the most.
So essentially, he's talking about the creation of a digital product and there now being no excuse to creating a very good digital product based on the methods that you've used to find it. So if you've now found a digital product that's proven to make money, you should be able to create it for a new audience for the same digital product with the power of AI without any issues. And as long as you give that AI the links to the ads that you've seen or the links to the Etsy listings that you've seen, it gives it more knowledge to work from. So guys, that was my reaction to some of Iman Gadzhi's digital product advice for 2026. Let me know what you thought of Iman Gadzhi's advice. Do you think it was good? It was bad? Did you learn anything from this video? With that being said, guys, don't forget to smash the like button before you leave, because we have got a like goal of just 1,000 likes. With that being said, guys, I appreciate your time and I'll see you on the next video.